Yeah.
Well, Blake, anything else about, we've talked about flats, we talked about markets. Thanks for being on. Anything else? I mean, we're wrapping up a $25 million raise. We haven't closed. So, we've got a capital call that's coming up. Planned capital call to close on the deal.
Call for capital.
Call for capital.
Put it separately. Yeah.
Anything to reflect on? I guess, we didn't know where the $25 million was going to come from when we put the deal under contract. Mm-hmm. When I sent over our earnest money, our deposit, I didn't know where we were going to raise the $25 million from. We had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
We are constantly working. If we don't have a deal, we do this podcast, we're having conversations with investors. It's not like we sit on our hands until we have a deal.
Right.
But we had to make a lot of new relationships. What?
The good thing is, we did it and it was hard, but it should be.
Yeah.
It's it's $25 million. It's shouldn't be that easy.
No.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's easier for some people that, know a billionaire and they're like, yeah, I'll write a $25 million check. But I don't think it should be that easy. It should be hard. And it was hard. And there was, 200 calls or whatever, 200 meetings.
It's always a combination. I'm asking about, I guess the key to the success of how we're able to do that, it's the deal. It's the, our track record, I guess.
It's managing our emotions when we're like, oh, this is too hard or this is too easy. It's like, no, it's not. No, I don't know.
Well, there were a handful of times Blake would come to my office and be like, he's like, I have no idea how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know where it's going to come from. And I'd look at Blake and I'd be like, well, we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
One, you have to trust the process.
Yeah.
Because we've done it enough times now. And again, in an ideal world, yeah, we knew where all the money was going to come from right before.
Yeah.
But we've never not been able to raise 100% of the capital to close a deal. Now, again, we went from the first deal, like I did, it was like a $2.2 million raise. We jumped to like a $12 million raise in the same year. Right. It was the same thing. Zero idea how we were going to raise that money.
Yeah.
And the seller was like, I don't even think these guys can raise the money. They wanted to pull out of the contract. And I had to say, like, look, I'll let you know in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If we can't do it, but give me the 2 weeks. Let me have a little bit of time, a little bit of momentum. And I do think, being optimistic is really important. And remember we had the monthly meeting right before we went under contract on flats. Yeah. And again, I'm not like,
it's one of those things that's very easily said and much more difficult to implement on a day-to-day basis when you have, however many meetings. But you did a good job of that.
We willed it. I mean, again, I was like, we're going to will $25 million into existence right now. And again, that wasn't what we did, but we also did that.
Yeah. It was hard and it was fun. And I think it'll be a good deal for everybody.
Yeah.
And so,
looking forward to it. Just a disclaimer, all of our deals are only open to accredited investors. Obviously this is not an offer to invest. We're fully subscribed. You can't even invest if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a good deal. I'm excited about it. Yeah.
It'll be great.
Well, if you've been watching this episode of The Grow Report, I really appreciate it. It's been a special live version of The Grow Report. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. And we put out an awesome newsletter that comes out every Thursday, typically at 8:30. We put out our 279th edition of our Thursday edition this last week.
Wow.
So there's been a lot of newsletters, a lot of Thursdays. That email's been going out. And we put a lot of time into it, a lot of good articles. It allows you to just stay on top of all the latest research reports, articles. And frankly, again, obviously we love our prospective investors to look at it. And the people who look at it the most are industry professionals, very high level industry professionals, and other industry publications. When I was going through who's like clicking on the email address, I'm like, these guys are getting their information from us. I mean, it's like, I'm not going to name the name, but it's like pretty high level, business publications that are reading the Gray Report to get their leads.
Right.
And part of it is, if we are often, and I'm bragging a little bit for the Gray Report, we're often 3 weeks ahead of some other market commentary.
Yeah.
And we were talking about all of this, the data discrepancies and CPI. We've been talking about that for a year at least. And now it's in the headlines.
Yeah.
And so part of it, we're on top. We're just doing this day by day in the newsletter and the podcast. It gives us an edge. We're doing it. We're doing it because it's important for our business to understand.
Yeah.
Like, why not do it together with the rest of the industry and our investors and make it a win-win.
Yeah, I feel like it's been that case from a number of different topics where we've been a little bit ahead of, where we're hearing it from the general media, the debt maturities for GPs. And, we heard, I don't know, what was that? We started talking about that like 23.
Early 2023, we put out our first research report. Yeah, it's finally coming. And there are times when people are like, "Oh, that thing that you said was going to happen didn't happen." And it's like, well, we said that there was a variety of outcomes.
Yeah.
And the situation, was a situation. Just the can's been kicked down the road. Yeah, the problem hasn't gone away.
But I'm hearing more deals that are going back to the bank.
We saw that we look those deals like the foreclosure 5.
Yeah.
That's becoming more common. You didn't used to see foreclosures everywhere.
Exactly.
And if you look at the schedule of loan maturities specifically in multifamily, we're still at a period of kind of high pressure and high risk.
Yeah.
It's going to go throughout the rest of 2025, really throughout the first half of 2026.
Yeah.
A ton of loans are going to be matured. We know people are trying to refinance deals. They're having to bring preferred equity on to get a lot of those deals closed because they're having to do cash and refis.
Yes.
But there's a reason. Refinance volume is loan origination and refinance volume is way up, but transaction volumes are down.
Yep.
So it's all refis.
Yep.
And there's all this pref going everywhere and all these capital calls. And so they're not being sold. The can's being kicked down the road further and further.
Yep.
So it's happening. Just how that all, what I don't think is going to happen, which we've never really called for, is it all comes to a head.
No.
And there's just a dump of inventory.
No.
It's kind of it's smooth. The crisis has been smoothed over to a very large degree. Yeah. All right. Well, again, subscribe to the Great Capital YouTube channel. Sign up for the newsletter at greatcapitalllc.com. And if you are a multifamily investor who is an accredited investor, go on the Great Capital website and schedule a meeting with us, schedule a meeting with Blake or Griffin. We'll have a conversation with you. And let's do some good deals. Thanks for watching. Make some good decisions. Let's all be safe out there.